What's up, guys? Hi and welcome to Ingleborough in Yorkshire, and we're on the trail of a ghost story which involves three potholers, people who go deep underground into the caving network, caving tunnels. Three potholers. It's quite a recent ghost story, this one. Something that happened in 2007, and the story goes from 2007 through to 2013. And it's recently, an author has written a book about it and published that, so that's how we got the lead for this story. So we're at a place called the Station Inn pub near Ingleton in Yorkshire, Ingleborough Caves area, the White Scar Caves area. And I'll give you a little view of where we're stood right now, and then I'll tell you a little bit about this story. So we're stood on the old platform of the Settle to Carlisle railway, which goes through Leeds. It comes down this way, and it's we're right in the middle of the hills, guys. So Andy's going to set up Spirit Talker, and we'll walk down to the Station Inn pub, and we'll talk to you about this particular story.
Any names of any of the potholers? I don't. Alison knows the names, I don't. Who specifically said to her, do not tell me the names of these people. So I don't know anything about it. I think the beard's caught in it. But anyway, yeah. I don't know any of the names. So if any of the names come through, Alison will tell me if I'm right. So is there anybody here who'd like to talk to us?
So we'll start by telling you a little bit of the story while Andy's running the spirit box to see if we get the names through. So basically what happened, three guys who all went to Oxford University together, and they took up potholing and caving as an interest, and they used to come up to Yorkshire quite a lot because there are a lot of potholing routes and caves and things to do around here. And they used to come up a couple of times a year from Oxford, and then when they all moved on and got married, got jobs in different parts of the UK, and one of them became a lawyer in London, they still met up twice a year in this region to go doing the potholing that they love to do so much. And they used to meet at the Station Inn pub, which we're going to walk down to that in a minute and show you that.
I'm afraid you're not.
What is it saying?
Are you the man who got left behind by his friends?
What was the message?
Am I alive?
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Did you get left behind by your friends? Can you tell me your name? Can you tell me your name or the names of the people who left you?
I once lived here.
You once lived here. Did you live at the were you the station master? Or can you give me your name? I'd like to know your name, and then we can have a proper conversation if we're on name terms. I'm Andy, this is Alison on the camera.
And this is Ribblehead train station. Do you want to walk down to the station master's house and see if we can pick him up?
If you lived here, you'll be able to tell me more about it, because this is the first time I've ever been here, so I don't know a lot about the place. So if you can tell me more about it, you know, or if you knew anything about the incident about the man who was...
So this is...
Who you hear me scream?
Who's screaming? Who is the person? Were you screaming for help?
Were you the one who's got caught and couldn't escape from the pothole? Were you the man who got left?
Follow us behind you.
Follow us behind you. You're behind us, are you? Are you behind us? Are you behind us? I'd love to know your name.
This countryside where we're at right now is very much like, you know, American Werewolf in London right at the beginning, where the two hikers are hiking over the moors along this one country road, and they like spend the night at an inn. When they walk in, the piano stops and everyone puts the playing cards down and looks and goes, "Oh my God, strangers!" Just check this out. This is
so much heartache. I could imagine there was so much heartache. You know.
Is that not American Werewolf in London? Are you getting a lot of messages coming through there? Is it relating to anything in particular? What was the last message you got?
So much heartache.
So, have you had any names through yet?
No, it just said just no names. It just said so much heartache.
Do you want the EMF meter out of my backpack, and then let's run that as well, so if we get any flickering lights we know we've got a presence, because there's not any electricity here. No. So we're right up in the Yorkshire Dales, and there's literally one road that goes all the way through, and it's just like it's actually where they filmed the opening scenes to American Werewolf in London up here, and those little pubs like the station, which we're going to go to in a minute, they're dotted around in all the little villages and towns here. So we've 5 ghosts that we think we can possibly pick up on here tonight that we know of. If any other names come through, then there's something else that we don't know of, because this was once a busy train station. Now it only runs sort of once every hour or so, but it used to be the main Carlisle to Settle railway. Goes to Leeds.
Yeah.
So it's old school. And the potholing story basically is the 3 guys reunited in 2007 and met in the station pub for lunch before they went down potholing. And they went down the pothole. There's a viaduct back here which we're going to catch on camera as we walk round. And there's waterfalls, and underneath the waterfall is a hole which only the really experienced potholers can get in, called Longman's Hole. Yeah. The 3 of them went through Longman's Hole. It was a day just like this, pouring down with rain, and it had been thundering on and off. Yeah. They went down Longman's Hole. One of the guys got his backpack caught on the way in, and he was shouting for his friends to come back. Help, you know, please, can you come? I'm stuck. Yeah. And the 2 guys, one was going to come back for him, and the other guy said, no, leave him. And they took off through the tunnels, because they were bearing in mind the water was gushing down. They were frightened, there was rocks falling, there was like oxygen was getting thin. They left their friend shouting for help, and off they went. They got to a gorge, a crack, where there was called the Spaghetti Tunnels, and they came out into the open air there, and they went to get search and rescue. And by the time search and rescue came, the one guy they left behind had drowned and was suffocated because of the lack of oxygen and died.
The man who was left, can you give me your name? Or the people who were other than involved in this, who would have been in this area? Or even the name we were given in the pub, the guy who haunts the place, called George. George, did you work here and go in the pub? And are you still going in the pub causing chaos? Because that was the name we were given, George.
Yeah, the landlord has just told us that.
This is Alison. You know, have you anything you'd like to say to us?
Alright, so we'll show the station master's house, and then we'll show the station pub. Yeah. And the station pub, the landlord has just been telling people in there that there is a ghost called George who haunts it. He said if you see somebody walk by, or you feel something go past, it's going to be our resident ghost, George. So we didn't know about George until we went in there before.
Oh no.
So this place here is the old station master's house, because back in those days in England, the station master would be given a house. This would be his train station to look after, and this would have been the house he was given to live in. It's now private accommodation. You can actually hire this, you know, for a holiday if you want.
Help us.
We will help you if you tell us why you need the help.
How can we help you?
I'll just zoom in and show you the viaduct in the distance there.
What would you like?
So there's the viaduct, and that's the station pub just in front of it. Now there is waterfalls back there, and the way into Longman's Hole, where the 3 potholers went that day, is down there. It drops down, and the waterfalls, underneath the waterfalls is a hole, and only experienced potholers can go in there. Yeah. So all of this region is associated with this story. So we'll continue on. I'm sorry if we get rain on the camera, guys, but it's absolutely hammering down. It's been like this all day today. So it's very famous. We're for camping and caravanning, as you can see. There's caravans everywhere. A lot of people are doing the 3 Peaks walk up there, and what's really funny is Me and Andy have just been sat in the pub, right, having a couple of Coca-Colas. What name?
Liam.
Liam. Okay. It's not one of the names connected to this story, but it could be somebody. So anyway, we are sitting in the pub, right, having a couple of soft drinks.
Yeah.
And there's all these walkers and hitchhikers and all that sitting in there, and they've just done this 3-peak tour and this 20-mile trek and this 40, whatever they've been doing, right? And the landlord's going around shaking everybody's hands, going, well done, well done, well done, congratulations. And he come over to us and we looked and we thought, we've just walked a mile from the campsite to the pub. We're doing a paranormal and we're going to walk the mile back, so don't be shaking our hands because we haven't done any of that.
Concentrate. I am concentrating.
All right, I'm sorry, we're getting sidetracked. That's my fault.
Concentrating. We're concentrating.
Liam, right, so there isn't a Liam attached to the potholing story, but that doesn't mean to say there's other ghosts not going to come through it, you know.
Obviously not, because I mean...
It's open to everybody and anybody. It's like a hotline to the paranormal. So
there must have been a bit of skullduggery going on around here.
well, there've been many potholers over the. It started in the Victorian times, potholing. It became, you know, a thing then.
I mean, what's this?
There's supposed to be a memorial stone around here somewhere as well for the people who built that bridge. Some lives were lost, you know, when they were building the viaduct bridge.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, the wood.
Yeah, so we want to bring forward the 3 potholers from this tragic story from 2007. So in the 2007 story, what happened, the one potholer died. The other 2 potholers lived. One of them was a lawyer in London.
Who scares you?
Who scares you?
George. Does George scare you?
So the other 2 potholers went to court to talk about what happened to the guy who died, and they lied in court. They actually said that the friend was shouting for help, but they couldn't get. The story was that they lost him, and they didn't know where he was, so they couldn't help him. When the truth was that he was shouting for help, and they didn't go back to help him. So what happened was in 2013. One of the potholers couldn't live with the guilt anymore, so he took his own life. But he left a letter for his wife explaining everything that had happened and said, give this to the police. The truth needs to be out. Truth come out. And the third potholer, the lawyer in London, was bludgeoned to death, murdered, and they didn't actually find the suspect for it. So that was very sinister and suspicious. So we will have 3 ghosts. If there are, if the 3 of them decide to come through, there will be 3 different names.
Concentrate.
What did it say?
Concentrate, so...
Is that twice we've had concentrate? That means we're sidetracking, so we need to concentrate on the matter in hand.
Who are we talking to? Who are we talking to here? Can you give me a name? Who are we talking to? Can you give me a name? Can you tell me why you're here? Did you live here? Did you work here? Did you just pass through? Did you have an accident here? Can you just give me some sort of a message or anything like that? It would be love to know. Any kind of sign or anything like that, or where you would like us, which way you would like us to go.
We'll head for the station pub.
Yeah.
Because this is where they all used to meet up when they went potholing, the 3 guys.
Yeah.
And this is also the home of another ghost called George. The landlord was just telling people in the pub before that George has been a regular ghost here for some time.
Oh yeah.
So we don't know anything about George, how old he is, but am I allowed to tell you something interesting now?
Yeah.
But it means I'll have to give one of the names away.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
The potholer who committed suicide was called George.
Ah.
Now I'm wondering if that's the ghost that haunts this pub.
That's an interesting one, because he might be coming back, trying to get back.
He was called George Taylor, the guy who...
To try to get the guy back.
Maybe.
And he's probably going around... Was that the guy who committed suicide?
Yeah.
Now that would figure. Because he's probably... Because the reason he committed suicide was, obviously, he couldn't live with what he'd done.
No.
So maybe...
He wanted to get the truth out, that's what he was trying to do.
If this was the last place... This was the last place they saw the friend
Yeah,
and they left him,
it was.
he maybe just keep going back and going back and going back,
Well, this was the last.
trying to get to the place to help his friend.
Well, this was the last place where they met to do the final
So
potholing.
that would definitely figure.
And they probably come back to the station to get help, to be honest. They probably come back to the station inn to get help, to ring for help. But the Ing Lane farm along the road is where such a rescue are based.
Because he
So
probably...
they came up here to get
the
help.
reason he can't rest is because he's still going here, trying to find his mate. And this was the last person that they were... the last place that they were all alive together.
Yeah.
And he's probably... he maybe just... and if they come up here, they may have stayed here.
Maybe, yeah.
So that would answer a lot. That would definitely answer a lot of questions. Yeah, that would.
So this is the station inn
Yeah.
where they used to meet the 3 potholing friends.
Yeah.
And we'll walk along now to the viaduct and show you the entrance.
Yeah. That would. That would definitely figure. Yeah. That would.
So we'll go and have a walk up there now to the viaduct
Yeah.
and show.
But that would definitely. It would definitely figure that.
Yeah. So right, nothing coming. So the viaduct is just back here. We can't get right up to it because trains still run along it, but we can show you the viaducts, and people that do professional potholing will go as a team and they go under the waterfalls and in through a hole. So it's interesting that the landlord said there was a ghost called George in the pub, and I really didn't want to give any names away, but I thought I had to say that in case it's related.
Because you always thought the true story would never come out, and you want to know why I'm asking you. Nothing can happen to you now, so you might as well come clean about it, because nothing can happen to you anymore. You know, there's nothing can happen. If you can tell us now what happened, why you didn't go back for him, why you just left him, it may be in some way help you to move on, because if you're staying here, you're not unable to move on. You know,
Just want to get a shot
all
of
the
the
other
viaduct.
people involved in it are dead, so you can't be convicted with a crime. I do believe that you wanted to go back for him, and your other friend, who was the lawyer, sort of said, no, leave him. So really, you didn't have much choice. Originally you did go try and attempt to help him, but there's nothing you can do now about it. There'll be no retribution for you now, but you need to talk to us. You need to tell us, you know, what happened. Give us a message, some kind of message that you want to say. Is there anything that you want to say to us, you know, that can help you? If you speak to us, we can help you, you know. But if you don't talk to us, then we can't help you, you know. There's the part of the
We'll walk up and get a better shot of it.
yeah.
So look at the mist coming down the mountains, guys. It's very high up where we are now, here, Yorkshire Dales. So these guys have been doing this 3-peak walk today. That's one peak.
Yeah.
The other peak is over there somewhere, and there's a 3rd peak beyond.
Yeah.
So we were sat in the pub before, and the landlord was going around shaking everybody's hands and going, well done for doing the 3-peak walk.
Yeah.
I thought, well, me and Andy have done like a mile from the campsite, if that counts.
Yeah, I think that counts a lot.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
We've done our bit, haven't we?
That definitely counts.
We've done our bit.
Yeah, it definitely counts. I mean, it was a long mile. It was
In the rain.
It was
In our wetsuits.
Oh yeah.
On a hot summer's June day. Like it is the 15th of June. It's Father's Day tomorrow and we're supposed to be like...
Hot summer's June day.
Having the hottest time ever, so... Anyway, we're in American Werewolf in London country, guys. For anybody who watches that movie, this exactly is the location.
The road!
Anyway, going back to our potholing story. So, yeah, so one potholer died in the underground, right under the viaduct over there, which we'll get to film that in a minute when we walk further on. The second potholer took his own life in 2013 because he wasn't able to live with the guilt of what had happened anymore. And the third potholer was found murdered, bludgeoned to death, and the police investigated it, but they couldn't find a suspect. So all in all, it was a tragic end for all three of them. So we're in this area, and tomorrow we're going to be going down some caves. We're going to go down White Scar Cave, and we're going to go down Ingleborough Caves. Now, they're not as deep as the potholing caves because you've got to be professional and you've got to have all the stuff to be able to do that. These caves go 500 metres below ground, the ones that we're going in, and the potholing caves, believe it or not, only go 40 to 60 metres below ground. And for those people that think I don't do my research, I did my research on that one, okay? I did my research on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just get in on it a bit. So that's the viaduct. So there's a waterfall down the side of it somewhere. And there's a hole which they get in and go through to Longman's Tunnel. And it's that tunnel where this potholer died. The weather suddenly changed to thunder, the rain was lashing down. And they went, I think, 40 metres underground. Crawled along Longman's Tunnel. And then they were at the spaghetti junction of tunnels, which they call the spaghetti tunnels. And the friend was shouting for help. And the two of them discussed, shall we go back and help him? And the lawyer friend said, no, carry on. And the friend was like, between, shall I go and help him? Shall I follow him out? Whatever, what shall I do? And they decided to get out because rocks were falling, it was thundering, rocks were falling, water was pouring in.
Did she know the story?
What does that then?
Trust the woman.
Really? Trust the woman?
Because she knows the story.
I've got you zoomed in here, Andy, just let me bring.
She knows the story, that's probably why.
Maybe.
So.
Maybe.
You want her to ask you the questions, not me.
So, are you still here as a spirit because of what happened to you in the potholing tunnels under the viaduct? Are you still trapped here? Is your spirit still trapped here, or do you know that you've died and that you've moved on? And please, if you can, tell me your name. Okay, so we'll continue along this road. Unless you want to walk back that way, now that we've filmed the viaduct, to the pub, because this is the region where it all happened. So let's do the whole shoot right here, and then I could do a thumbnail of the station, and then we can go back. Yeah. Well, it's. I mean, you could probably Google this story from 2007 and look it up. You know, if you wanted
Ava,
to.
again.
Hey, Ava, we keep getting Ava. Why do we keep getting? Who's Ava?
I don't know who Ava is.
No, this keeps coming up. We've had it about 5 or 6 times now, Ava. Now, I don't know any Ava in my family tree, and Andy doesn't know any Ava in his family tree, but we keep getting Ava, so who is Ava? Who are you, Ava? Come on, shed some light. Shed some light. That's the train station over there where we were before. That's where we started the shoot. We was right there. That's the train station where we were stood when we opened the footage, and that's the station master's house. And then we came down here to the bridge where the pub is, and the camper van's right there. So we're heading back there now because that's where the guys used to meet. So that's like the focal point of the story, really. Trying to get the names of the guys through, that would be really good. If they would come through and just, you know, say their names, then we've really got some good evidence then. You can see the mist coming down there. So yeah, some people have been up there today doing this 3-peak walk. I think they've gone from peak to peak to peak or something. They seem to have been raising money, but the pub's full of them, and congratulations to those people who can do that, you know. But to be fair, I wouldn't be able to do that now. I think there's a lot of cycling going on around here as well.
That'll be me.
What's that?
It says dark entity here. That'll be me.
Yeah, that's us.
That'll be.
Unfortunately, that's to be expected. So this station pub is typical of like Yorkshire pubs. You walk in and they've got like lamps that are made out of like old bottles, and you know there's pub food being served left, right and centre, and it's so loud and noisy in there. If we went in and filmed you wouldn't hear a thing. But it's the kind of place where, you know, all over the UK really, you know, in the countryside you'll always get these little pubs springing up which you know, serve food and drinks and have a really good welcome. Like in here, you can buy 2 soft drinks and stay all night. You know, they're not like Navona Square in Italy where you get kicked out.
Oh my god.
You get kicked out if you don't spend $50. But I have done my research on Rome, by the way. Did I tell you that, Andy? I've not researched any of it. I know nothing about ancient Rome. Nothing at all. Those people who are, you know, going to criticise the channel, then fine, by all means criticise the channel, but I suggest you off and go and watch someone else's.
The bit that we supposedly didn't research, we didn't research because we weren't going to go there. We found it. We did the filming. We did the filming, and then we found out what the place was, which is what we do. Because sometimes if you know all about the place and know all about things, you're influenced in your paranormal investigation. If you know nothing and very little about the place and you don't really know what it was, the paranormal investigation is better. So
Hong Kong Fooey, and you know who you are. We don't research it so the ghosts can come through and tell us, okay?
So we did research it. We did find out at the end that it was a theatre. So we're not stupid. You know, but this is how we work. We would rather the spirits tell us the story rather than us presume the story. This is why we just went in blindly, looked at it. We weren't saying that these were actual facts, these were this, these were that, these were the other. We were going off what we were getting through. And when we went and looked later what it was, we found out what it was, which, you know.
So, you want to criticise and comment on our channel? Bring it on and we'll fight back, not a problem.
Yeah. Yes, we do research on some places, but a lot of places...
I live right here.
So the station master's house is up there, so perhaps it is the station master we're getting through then.
Yeah. Well, it would have been his domain, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Not a lot of
What was the name? We could do getting a name through for him, really.
He would have been here. He would have been... You know.
So this is the station in where the guys used to meet, and even now today potholers are meeting up, you know, before they go down the potholes and meeting up again when they come out. And it's unique, this place. It really is. Look, they've even made plant pots out of walking boots. How cool is that? Welcome to England, guys. This is what it's like here. It's absolutely insane. The pubs here, look, they're insane. They've all got these quirky little things like these little signposts to everywhere and anywhere you could think of, and the mileage in case you want to walk there, like in case you want to walk to you know, Snowdon. It's 169 miles. Some lunatic in this pub will actually do that walk. Some lunatics in this pub will actually look at that and go, yeah, we'll do that next. Yeah, we'll do that next. Yeah, we'll walk there next. You know what, I'm happy just to walk back to the campsite. It's a mile, that's enough. And here we've got the weather forecast. Stone is wet, raining. Stone is dry, not raining. Shadow on ground, sunny. White on top, snowing. Can't see stone, foggy. Swinging stone, windy. Stone gone, tornado. Welcome to Britain, guys. That's how we predict our tornadoes. When we get them. Beer garden. Now I think if we go through here we can go and get a good view of the Ribble Viaduct from this side. Because we were in this pub earlier and I had a look at the beer garden and you could see the Ribble Viaduct. So let's walk up to the wall and have a look, and maybe we can see the waterfalls and the tunnel behind. So let's have a look. Let's have a look, guys. Okay, so that's the backside of the Ribble Viaduct again. Okay. Alright, now, so there's a waterfall somewhere
Under the
down
ground.
there. Have you got under the ground?
Under the ground and late.
Really? Under the ground and
Late.
late?
Yeah.
Maybe he's saying that he was under the ground and they were too late to get him?
Yeah.
That's what that sounds like, doesn't it?
That's what that sounds like.
She killed.
She killed. She
She?
killed. She killed.
But it was, he was taken by the flood. He was taken by the flood. But it flooded really quickly.
She killed.
It flooded really quickly. I think that path there, where those you can basically distance see two people walking up. It's around there somewhere, the waterfall.
Yeah.
I could actually hear it. That's why I stopped talking, because you can listen, you can hear. Waterfall. So that waterfall, if they go under it, there's a hole, and they go through that hole down Longman's Tunnel to the Spaghetti Junction. But apparently at the Spaghetti Junction there's like what's the word I'm looking for? A gorge where you can actually come out if you need to. So he was down there when he was killed by a natural flood, but his two friends wasn't able to save him, or they probably could have, but they decided to walk away instead. And I think that's the thing that's making people
I mean, why? I don't know.
made the story worse, because
Why would you do that? I mean,
well, the one guy
it's just
took his life because he couldn't cope with the guilt anymore.
Yeah.
He'd gone down to London to his lawyer friend and he said, look, we need to come clean with the story. We lied in court. I don't feel good about it. We need to at least tell his wife and our wives and anybody else the truth. And the lawyer friend...
I've been here 400 years.
Oh, well, that's not him then.
That's not him. No, he's not been here for.
No, he's definitely not been here that long.
No, I don't think they were doing potholes.
So, should we go back up towards the train station then? Just in case, because we keep getting this station master thing through. And we've got some staff outside, so maybe we'll harass the staff and ask them if they have a ghost. They may have a ghost. But you never know. These are the people to ask, the people that work here. Yeah. So. You alright? You've not had any ghosts in your pub, have you? We're doing paranormal and stuff.
Definitely ghosts in the pub.
Do you mind if can you tell your ghost story? We do YouTube.
I haven't got a ghost story.
Oh, has anybody got a ghost story?
If you go in there and you look on, how would you describe Dad? Really weird looking hair.
Yeah.
Wearing red. Yeah, red t-shirt.
Yeah.
He'll be at the bar somewhere.
Oh, will he?
He's got a ghost story.
Has he got a ghost story?
Yeah, because he used to live in this cottage.
Oh, did he?
And somebody took a picture of the front door.
Yeah.
And there was somebody in the cottage.
Oh, seriously? That's
Yeah.
sounds
Garlic.
good, isn't it?
Garlic, not garlic huts, the other one.
Oh, I'm sleeping in garlic.
Yeah. that's enough to go off. Thanks a lot, Pat.
That's alright.
All right,
go
cheers.
find him, he'll give you a
Yeah.
It is.
That's the guy who was walking around before telling the ghost story.
Oh.
You remember he came out and said that he thought there was the ghost called George. That must be his son, that guy. So which cottage? This is part of the pub, isn't it? Oh, this bunkhouse here, look, that's what they're advertising down the road, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's haunted then. Because if that's haunted then we could really hire that, couldn't we, and do a paranormal night there.
Bunkhouse. I remember that. Yeah.
So it's part of this bite, obviously, isn't it?
Originally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Originally.
So when this car's gone, we'll go back over and we'll go back up to the station again.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's brilliant, this pub, innit? I'll have all the walking boots and stuff. Alright, we're gonna go that way again. Let's go back over there. Alright, so the reason we're not going back in there to interview his father, the landlord, is because it's absolutely packed to the brim. It's steamy as hell. You can't hear a thing. There's music blaring. It's like literally there's no chance you're going to get any ghost investigating done in there. So yeah, we have been told now by father and son that the place is haunted. So we'll go back to the station master's house because this has got to be haunted. What was that?
Adam.
Maybe these are ghosts relating to the station. That wasn't one of the names. When we've finished this shoot, do you want me to not tell you the names until we've been in the caves tomorrow?
I mean, I know one.
Yeah, because I had...
Enjoying this.
You were enjoying this.
Well, if you're enjoying it, come forward and tell us your names.
Oh, maybe they are telling us names, but not the ones that...
Or who you are. What
What do you do?
why you've come forward.
No. Why are you still here? Why are you still here? Can you give us some kind of message on why? So,
You want to have a go with the new camera? You haven't actually used it yet. This
I
is
know.
our new camera, guys.
oh,
Walk up to the station master's house.
I will walk
and
up to
film.
the station
Get some
master's house.
practice in.
Oh yeah, I'll
I
walk
want
up.
to hang back and see if I can...
See George.
Unusual.
Yes.
You walk up now and see if you can get him to come through. And sometimes when we go quiet and we separate up
Yeah.
a little bit, it's... Alright, you
How's Necrophonic just come on?
just walk up and film.
Yeah, I'm in. Yeah. That is weird because I've just got my phone in my pocket and it's gone from Spirit Talker to Necrophonic. God knows why it's done that. But this is making weird noises in my pocket. I don't know why. I've just put me on Spirit Talker in my pocket and for some reason it's gone to Necrophonic. And that is just weird. That's just weird. That is just completely weird. That's just weird.
Why? What happened?
I put my phone
Yeah.
in my pocket and it's just turned off Spirit Talker and flicked on to Necrophonic.
Well, and it's on?
Yeah, and now it's gone off now.
Alright.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah.
Well, maybe we want to try Necrophonic for a bit then, because we haven't used that one for
Oh
a
yeah,
long time,
yeah,
have we?
yeah.
Do you want to... Have you had a go with the new camera? It's like
Yeah.
driving a new car, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I'm just gonna have a bit of a walk then.
Yeah, so what happened was the other camera died. Yeah, the other camera, we lost it. We struggled with it. Well, to be fair, when we were in Rome, right, and we went to accidentally film the government buildings and the camera shut down, and then the night after the same thing happened again. So it's like it only shut down when we filmed the government building, so I don't know if that's something that they can do to stop us from filming, or whether the camera was just on its way out and perhaps it just coincidence, I don't know. But that camera we lost last week at North Pier, Blackpool, the same place where our drone died. So we've lost the drone and the camera in exactly the same place, which to me, I think that's a bit weird. And I said to Andy, like, perhaps we need to investigate this a bit further, because perhaps something is trying to shut down our equipment every time we film this North Pier. I don't know. I mean, the thing is, like, we walked right on the beach to the end of the pier on both occasions, and I know there has been a lot of suicides, like people jumping off that bridge and what have you, and there's flowers attached, you know, things like that. I don't know, but it was very strange that the two pieces of equipment, you know, we go all over the country, and we've been to Rome, and we're going out to New Zealand later on in the year, and if, you know, you go to all these different places, and the two pieces of equipment die in exactly the same location, so I'm thinking, like, something a bit strange about that. But anyway, so we've got a brand new camera. It's like having a nice new car. So we're taking turns and we're handling gently. So we'll go back to the station master's house, and like I said before, this is actually accommodation now, and there's quite a few old train stations in England now that you can actually rent for accommodation. You know, anybody who's coming from the States or whatever, you want to do something a little different, you can actually hire these places now. So station master's house, we'll go back up here, and then we'll go back to the platform, and then we'll wrap it up there. And then tomorrow we're going down two lots of caves. We're going down White Scar Cave. Oh, Deadcon, yeah. So we'll go down White Scar Cave and Ingleborough Caves tomorrow, and see if we can get these names through of the three potholers.
Yeah, I mean that was weird.
So it switched itself on, did it?
It stopped Spirit Talker and then went on to necrophonic. Onto
that is
necrophonic
strange.
on.
I was just saying to the guys about the camera died at North Pier, same like the drone died at North Pier. And I can't help but feel is there something to do with North Pier that's made that happen.
No,
It's alright, yeah, coincidence. A lot of people say it's just coincidence, but for me it's like, I don't know, you go all over and two pieces of equipment die at the same location. I mean, we go up and down the country, we've done prisons, you know, castles, everything, yeah, abandoned, whatever, even UFO stuff, and the two pieces of equipment die in the same location, Blackpool North Pier. Now that pier is that pier is 150 years old, and then the central pier is 100 years old, and the south pier is 75 years old. And we wanted to do this story, walk along the beach and tell you the story of the three piers and do some paranormal, but the blasted thing nosedived.
Their mood.
Anyway, we're coming back to Ingleborough to do this potholing story. So that's the reason why we didn't complete the Blackpool thing when we said we were going to come back with some more footage, and we didn't.
Weird. Yeah.
Right, so this basically scans the area and brings through any spirit voices that may be trying to talk to us.
Wake up.
So this is the old station master's house again, which is also accommodation now to rent. If anybody wants to do that, because that'll be a good, if you spent the night there you probably could do a full ghost investigation, maybe get the sounds of ghosts and going about the daily business. A lot of these stations in England, although they're still running, they're like listed buildings. So if you get any stations in Britain that have got like those kinds of signs, they're listed railways, and they usually run the steam trains and things like that. We've done the steam train several times. You can get a free course lunch on it and everything. They're really cool. The Agatha Christie train, the Orient Express, we went on that one as well. That comes every now and then to do the tour. It goes all over, that train, to be fair. So let's go up to the old station and see if we can get anything here at all. Oh my god, that wasn't paranormal, that was sheep. That was sheep. Look at these old wheels here. These would have been the old cart wheels. You remember the carts where they used to push the suitcases to load them up onto the train? So if we can get to some old pieces of equipment, there's more chance of ghosts than that being attached. Wagon wheels, look at this. So these wheels once belonged to the conductor's wooden wagon used for the construction of the Settle to Carlisle line. They were unearthed at Dent Hood during a clear-up operation following a derailment. That's interesting. In July 1998 they were kindly donated and removed to Ribblehead train station. That's interesting then. So they were found. They were found. Oh my god guys, this is because we've been out in the pouring rain all day. Wagon wheels. Look at this, as well as some old pieces of train track here as well. Look at that, that's some old pieces of rail track. But it said there was a rail derailment. Hey, I wonder if I can get any spirit. Mind you, nobody maybe died on that. Maybe it was just a derailment.
Yeah, it's got a bit, yeah.
1998. Wasn't that Pillock who got his car stuck on the rails, towing another car in it? Did they derail that day?
It's possible.
Do you remember that guy? He was driving.
Oh, yeah.
And he had a car on like a tow truck behind. And that was Settle somewhere, weren't it? And he got stuck on the lines.
And there's a train.
And the train.
Hit it.
I think that was the derailment. But nobody got killed. Did people get killed? I can't remember now, to be fair. That would have been about 98, wouldn't it? I bet it's that.
Yeah.
Did we get anything through?
No. Yeah, when I'm listening to that, I need my headphones on because it's very hard to hear.
Yeah.
If you've got headphones on, then you're all right doing it. But
So you've got to try different apps and you think which is the best.
That's very good for doing Estes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's very hard on when you try to listen to it. It's got to be, you've got to be totally focused on listening to it. You can't just put it on and then carry on.
Well, we're getting some response. We're getting some response from him over there. What's your name then? How long have you been here? You had plenty to say a minute ago. Oh, it's not him. It's a different one. Hang on a minute. I want to find the one that's making all the noise. Who's making all the noise? Which is the one that's making all the noise?
That green one.
Green one?
That one
We got a green sheep.
green
I'm sure you're seeing things, Andy. Yeah, it is him. Just let me zoom out and find. Oh, there he is. Alright, so. Oh, he is the one making the noise. Oi, what's up? What's up? What are you barring at so much? What are you seeing something? Why is he barring? Animals are meant to pick things up, aren't they?
Is it paranormal?
Well, he's barring his head off like crazy and now he's running down there. He's still barring. There must be something there that's distracting him.
Oh yeah.
Mother's going now, Luke.
Must be food.
Window.
Window?
The mother's going after him now.
Somebody at the window.
He's saying, come back, you pillock. Come back, you pillock, and stop making all that noise. Yeah, they're having a conversation now. This is quite intriguing. This is better than the paranormal. We're getting more response here off these sheep. See, you look straight at the camera then. What's your name, mate? Go on, bar at the camera for us.
Dave.
Dave, yeah, he looks like a Dave, doesn't he?
He's definitely Dave.
He's shouting that lamb to come back and the lamb's having none of it. All kids are the same, aren't they?
Half kid.
Yeah, I know, they are kids, aren't they?
Lamb.
Ha ha ha. You should be on the pier, shouldn't we? Anyway.
Should be locked up.
So we are getting some responses. So unfortunately, it's the four-legged ones. Alright, so have we had anything else?
Just sleeping.
Sleeping or sleeper?
Sleeping.
Because if it was sleeper, it would mean that's another name for rail tracks, isn't it? Sleepers.
Sleeping, that means edge.
Hedge.
Edge.